Stoichiometry is a process that uses the conservation of mass to calculate the amounts of products in a chemical reaction using known amounts of the reactants and vice versa. And basically, the coefficients of the reactants and products give information on the proportionality of the amounts of substances involved in the reactions. Because mass is conserved in a chemical reaction, and the number of atoms and moles on both sides of the chemical equation are the same. Now the main thing that needs to be done is to convert the amounts you're given in the problem, so for example being mass, volume and so on, into a number of moles, which connects all the units. And basically stoichiometry calculations can be combined with the ideal gas law, calculations involving molarity or molar concentration, to be able to study gases and solutions quantitatively. And also stoichiometry is useful to determine the limiting reactant or limiting reagent and percent yield of a substance. And the unit of mole connects all the units that are used in these types of problems, which will become more clear when we cover examples. Given the following combustion reaction, find the number of moles of pentane that are required to react with 100 grams of oxygen. And first we need to check if this equation is balanced. So we have 5 carbons on both sides, 12 hydrogens, and 16 oxygens on both sides. And now we convert the quantities that were given into moles. So the number of moles of O2 is equal to the mass in grams on the molar mass of O2. Which gives 3.125 moles. And therefore the number of moles of pentane can be obtained by recognizing every 8 moles of O2 reacts with 1 mole of pentane. And we can see that moles of O2 cancels, which gives 0.391 moles of pentane. To obtain a complete combustion reaction where all the reactants are consumed. And here we've used 3 significant figures according to the problem. The following reaction is unbalanced. Now when the reaction occurs at standard temperature and pressure, 2.5 litres of carbon dioxide and 2 litres of H2O vapor are created. Write the empirical formula of the hydrocarbon. Well, we're given 2.5 litres of CO2 and 2 litres of water vapor. And the reaction occurs at standard temperature or pressure, and we assume ideal gas conditions, so we can use the ideal gas law. So the temperature and pressure at which the products are formed is the same, so therefore the partial pressure and temperature of the products is the same. And the volume and number of moles are different, so applying this law to the separate products, and then dividing them together, we obtain the following expression. And if we substitute for the given volumes, so therefore, for every 1.25 moles of CO2, 1 mole of H2O is produced. But what we're looking for is the number of moles of carbon and hydrogen in our original hydrocarbon. So for every mole of CO2 produced, 1 mole of carbon is produced. And for every mole of H2O that's produced, 2 moles of hydrogen are produced. So we'll just multiply this by 2. And now to get to the nearest whole number, we just multiply both sides by 4. So therefore the empirical formula of the hydrocarbon is C5H8. Given the following reaction, what is the concentration of the sodium hydroxide solution if 33 mL of 0.32 molar of sulfuric acid reacts with 37.5 mL of sodium hydroxide? So first we need to balance this equation. So we can balance sodium and then balance hydrogen. And then we need to convert the quantities we have into a number of moles. So we have the molar concentration of sulfuric acid, which is equal to the number of moles of sulfuric acid over the volume of the solution in litres. And we're asked for the concentration of the sodium hydroxide solution. So therefore the molarity is equal to the number of moles of sodium hydroxide. So every mole of sulfuric acid reacts with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. And divide this by the litres of solution, which gives 0.56 moles per litre or molar, using two significant figures. 33 grams of propane reacts with 58.3 grams of oxygen. Identify the limiting reactant and find the mass of carbon dioxide that can be produced. So the first step is to verify that the equation is balanced, and then convert the quantities we have into a number of moles, which can be done by dividing the mass on the molar mass of the molecule. And if you do that, you'll obtain the following results. Now to get a complete reaction, we require 5 moles of oxygen for every mole of propane. So therefore, if you multiply this by 5, the required amount of oxygen is greater than the amount of oxygen that we have. So therefore oxygen is the limiting reactant. Now to find the mass of CO2 that can be produced, we'll first obtain a number of moles of CO2 that can be produced from the limiting reactant. So every 5 moles of O2 yields 3 moles of CO2. So these cancel. And now to convert this into a mass of CO2, that we multiply by the molar mass of CO2, which you can obtain from a periodic table, which will give the following result. Using 3 significant figures as were given in the problem. 14.3 grams of carbon dioxide is produced from a complete reaction between 37.5 grams of magnesium carbonate and phosphoric acid. What is the percent yield? So first we need to check that the equation is balanced, and then calculate the number of moles from the given quantities, which can be obtained by dividing the mass on the molar mass of the molecule. And 3 moles of magnesium carbonate yields 3 moles of CO2. So converting this into a number of moles of CO2, which gives the same number of moles of CO2. Now to obtain a mass of CO2 that's produced, we multiply the number of moles by the molar mass of CO2, which gives the following result. And this is called the theoretical yield. and the actual yield is given in the problem. So to obtain a percent yield of CO2, we divide the actual yield by the theoretical yield and multiply by 100%, which gives 73.1% using 3 significant figures, which is the least number given in the problem.